This video shows the mission planner playback of the flight file from a flight with my Skywalker and the ArduPilot APM 2.5. This is the waypoints that were set up in the waypoint plan. As you can see, there's mostly a box pattern, and this is the output of the flight.
Okay, so I'm getting ready for launch. The altitude at the ground is 224 meters. And there's the launch. You can tell because the airspeed indication on the HUD is up to 11, and that's in meters per second. And this is a manual launch, so I'm bringing it around to line up for to point toward waypoint 1, which is in the top right-hand corner of the area there. The yellow line will point at the waypoint when I put it into automatic mode, which will be coming up here in just a moment. You can see now that the elevation of the plane, the altitude is 200.
Mode change to auto.
So there's the mode change. I flipped it into automatic mode, and now you can see the orangish yellow line is pointing. It's pointing toward a waypoint, which is out there, waypoint 1. And now it's up to its nominal altitude, which is about 324 meters.
Heading to waypoint 2.
Now it's turned to the right instead of turning to the left to go to waypoint 2. But the altitude has been held very closely. It's 100 meters above launch. And you can see the yellow line is pointing toward the next waypoint. And there's a substantial wind, so it's kind of crabbing to
Heading to waypoint 3.
to stay going in a straight line. Now it's heading down to waypoint 3, which is down toward the left-hand corner of the screen, bottom. And once it hits this, it will head on to waypoint 4. The pattern I gave it was a 4-waypoint
Heading to waypoint 4.
box. However, on the 4th waypoint, I had it jump to waypoint 2 instead of waypoint
Heading to
1.
waypoint 2.
So now what we have is a waypoint progression that is 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and it continues through those waypoint sequences 5 times. And then it comes up, then I have a landing point described. So after iterating through these waypoints 5 times, it heads for the landing.
Heading to waypoint 3.
Now it's headed downwind here, and at this point you'll notice that the ground speed, which is on the HUD, is up around 18, 16, 17, 18, whereas the airspeed indicator is saying about 13. So you're getting quite a boost from the wind.
Heading to waypoint 4. Heading to waypoint 2.
The airspeed is indicated right here, and the ground speed is just below it right here. You can tell that we're in automatic mode because of the auto display there, and we have the distance to the waypoint and the waypoint that it's headed toward listed here. This is the altitude that is displayed, and over here we have the airspeed.
Heading to waypoint 3. Heading to waypoint 4. Heading to waypoint 2.
there's some oscillation in the paths that you can see right in here. And this, I think, is due to the fact that the navigation gains might be a little bit too high, or possibly the cross-track error, which is at the nominal value of 100. That might be too high. All in all, it's doing a pretty good job of repeatedly tracking
Heading to waypoint 3.
the waypoints that it's been given. And it's doing a remarkable job of holding the altitude.
Heading to waypoint 4. Heading to waypoint 2. Heading to waypoint 3. Heading to waypoint 4. Heading to waypoint 2. Heading to waypoint 3.
In this case, it turns to the right when heading back toward waypoint 3. I think this is due to the orientation that the vehicle had, possibly due to the wind, and the angle of the direction back toward this third waypoint. It was more convenient to turn to the right in this case.
Heading to waypoint 4. Heading to waypoint 5. Heading to waypoint 6.
So I put in 2 waypoints, 5 and 6, in order to adjust for the altitude to get ready for landing. And in a moment it'll say that it's going to waypoint 7, which is the landing touchdown point.
Heading to waypoint 7.
See, the altitude is decreasing. We're now about 50 meters above the ground. And I chose to go into manual. I probably could have let it land automatically, but there was some soccer
Mode
goals,
change to manual.
and some other obstacles on the ground, and I decided it was safer to manually land.
mode change to circle.